a holky, půjdeme si pro otevírací zápas a také důležité utkání skupinové části roku 2026 na mistrovství Evropy ve volejbale. Dva silné týmy, jeden, který je skutečně excelentní, Srbsko proti Rakousku, dva týmy, které na sebe naposledy narazily, co se týče evropského šampionátu v roce 1971, to znamená před dlouhými 55 lety. Bude to velký souboj, Srbky jsou ale obrovské favoritky, protože v posledním období vyhrály hned 3krát mistrovství Evropy, navíc 2krát mistrovství světa a na olympijských hrách, ať už se podíváme na Tokio, anebo o 4 roky dříve, z toho byly 2 cenné kovy. Těšíme se na to, že si společně užijeme báječnou atmosféru, protože v České republice je to obrovská věc. Mistrovství Evropy ve volejbale žen pro rok 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, boys and kids, we welcome the opening day of the CEV EuroVolley 2026, and we are looking forward to the matchup of team of Austria and Serbia. We are super happy to be with us because it's gonna be great matchup for the opening day, day number 1. Austria and Serbia. Serbia, 3-time European champions from 2011, 2017 and 2019, and also 2-time world champion and 2-time Olympic medalist from 2018 and 2022. So let's get ready and enjoy this great atmosphere.
A very warm welcome to magnificent Brno in the Czech Republic and day one action from the CEV Trendyol Women's EuroVolley Championships as 24 teams bid for the European title across 76 matches. Match one here then in Brno involves the women's volleyball powerhouses and 3-time EuroVolley champions Serbia, looking to get off to a winning start against Austria, who are making their first appearance in the championships since 1971. It's a tough opening game for the Austrian team after a 55-year absence. Thanks for joining us here on EuroVolley TV. Simon Golding with you for this one as the teams arrive at the magnificent Pavilion Hall, part of this incredible complex here in Brno, the exhibition centre, with something like 14 halls and a 60,000 capacity, each of the venues. Very special place to play. And Austria, well, looks suitably nervous ahead of this very big opening game.
How does it feel to be back with a national team at another EuroVolley campaign?
I mean, to be back in the national team is always special emotion, special feeling. And I have to say that excitement is the same as I played the first one, 2005. Yes, so like 20, 21 years ago, I can't believe, but I'm really excited that we are here in Brno, that finally, after all long preparation that we had this summer, that the competition is about to start.
Nina, Austria is back to EuroVolley after 55 years. What this moment means for your country, for your team, and for you personally?
It means pride. It's a big honor to be here to represent the country with my girls today, and it's amazing. We've been working so many years, as you said, and today is the day. We just want to enjoy, and we don't want to hide. We want to show our performance and give everything today.
Well, great to hear from Nina Nesimovic of Austria, but also one of the legends of women's volleyball, Maja Ognjenovic, appearing in her 10th EuroVolley Championships for Serbia. That equals Erdem Dundar's record for Turkey. That is impressive from the 42-year-old, and she's not got another great set of athletes around her once again, including the indomitable Tijana Boskovic, who has been voted MVP at this tournament back in 17 and 19 and remains one of their top scorers. Across on the other side of the venue in the Austria dressing room, well, some quality players in amongst this group as well. Cora Marina Schobel is their top scorer at the moment. She's got 183 points in the EuroLeague, but they've got a nice balance across this team. They've got some older experienced players, but they've also got some very good youngsters coming through. Two captains then at the toss. We've already heard from Maja Ognjenovic in the number 10 shirt, and the captain on the other side in the red, Nina Nesimovic for Austria. Serbia going to take the serve then.
Thank you again.
And there we go, two referees, Sonia Simonovska of Montenegro, Carlos Robles of Spain. So final part of the warm-up underway as we look forward to this one. Here's the schedule. We've got a big day today here in Brno. All 6 teams here in Group B in action. Austria, Serbia to start us off. Bulgaria, Ukraine, who had a 5-set thriller in the VNL this summer in Bangkok. They go game 2. And then it's Czechia, the host nation, versus Greece. I think we'll have a good crowd in for that one. And Czechia will be looking to open their account. And we continue for a full 7 days to decide who goes through from the pools into the round of 16. Dana Schmidt, 17, 29-year-old setter who plays her volleyball in Europe for Talmassons in Italy. She'll be probably the starting playmaker. And then number 13, Lina Hinteregger, wing spiker who plays in Austria for Sparkasse Hartberg. You may notice that the teams are splitting the net for the final part of the warm-up, the serving drill. That's tended to become the norm now. Number 19, Eva Staventeiner, the only libero that is present with the Austria squad. But a really good set of athletes under Roland Schwab, Steel Volley's Linz coach, who's coached all age groups in Austria. And he's the first Austrian to coach at a EuroVolley Championship this century. How about that for a stat for the coach? 55 years away from the tournament, but they've done well to qualify. For Serbia then, well, it's quality all the way. Great group of younger athletes coming through, but they've also got a superb group of professionals plying their trade worldwide. The likes of Mirkovic, Popovic, Kurčić, who's had a magnificent season, one of the youngsters still at 21 years of age. Keep an eye on her through the middle. And then Tijana Boskovic providing the power and the points out there on that right side with Mirkovic and Ognjenovic, the two setters. We'll see how much time they give the 42-year-old in this game. I'm sure the captain has got a chance of starting. There is Zoran Terzic's squad, 60 years of age. Now is Zoran Terzic at his 11th EuroVolley Championship. And again, that's a record equaling with Nikolai Karpol, legendary coach from Russia. There's the Austrian lineup for Roland Schwab. Some very, very good players in that set. And they're going to have their work cut out today, no doubt about it. But as you heard from Nina Nesimovic, the captain, delighted to be here with her team and delighted to have a shot at one of the big names in not just European volleyball, but two-time world champions as well as their 3 European titles. Serbia in the blue are very much amongst the superstars when it comes to women's volleyball. Players making their way out to the floor then ahead of this one. Brno long been a host city for European and world volleyball down the years. Very popular sporting town with an incredible history. There's our championship mascot, waiting for the first game to get underway. As are we. Thanks for joining us here on EuroVolley TV. Should be a fun week here in Brno. Big build up then, just about to get underway.
Pojďme si představit oba dva týmy. Nejprve sestavu Rakouska, and then please welcome Team Austria.
And a bit of Robbie Williams to bring them out. Entertainment will be key this week in Brno. There's going to be plenty of it. So Nasimovic leads her team out onto the floor, followed by Eva Starbantainer, the libero. Number 2, Carmen Raab, 20-year-old wing spiker from Steel Volleys. Number 8, Jana Gertner. We're meeting the starting sixes right up front here. Number 10, Julia Truner, another wing spiker who can also play right side as well as left. Victoria Deisel, the setter in this squad, along with Dana Schmidt. They've got two very talented setters and playmakers. Koromina Shebel, their EuroLeague top scorer. Expect to see her in action during the course of this one. Marie Bruckner also heads out onto the floor. Another one of this very good group of wing spikers. There's Schmidt, the playmaker. Tallest players, Anna Maria Galic in the number 16 shirt at 2 meters tall, and Diana Vavrek opposite, also at 192. On the other side of the net then, superstars aplenty. Maja Ognjenovic, the captain, leads her team out to the floor. Bojana Gorkanin is the libero. Two liberos in this squad. Alexandra Djedzic is the other one. And the superstars keep coming. Osmajic and Popovic, two superb middle players, but they've got more than that through the middle, because they have the superstar Kurtajic, after a fabulous season in Italy, now bringing that quality here to the European Championships. And Zubic, 22-year-old opposite, learning her trade within this squad. Ljubika Milijevic, another one of the middles. Alexandra Uzlak through the wing. Alexandra Djedzic is the other libero. Jana Boskovic, one of the taller players in this squad, at 1.94 m, but they've got height, with Kurtajic at 1.93, Milijevic at 1.95. Height and power are keys for this Serbian team, and it has been so in their victories in this championship down the years. So there's our two full squads awaiting the anthems for both countries.
A teď už prosím postaňme a vyslechněme národní hymnu Rakouska. Dear friends, if you're able to, please stand for the national anthem of Austria. Děkuji. Thank you. A nyní vyslechněme národní hymnu Srbska. And now let us listen to the national anthem of Serbia. Thank you.
There we go. Stirring stuff ahead of this opening game here in Brno in Czechia. 3 matches today on day 1 of our Pool B coverage here on EuroVolley TV, and plenty to look forward to in the CEV Trendyol EuroVolley Championships. There's the superstar Boskovic, just directing operations at the net. Not captain here with this squad. That honour belongs to 10th EuroVolley appearance setter Maja Ognjenovic, 42 years of age. And still playing quite brilliantly for Scandicci in the top division in Italy. Serbia then in the blue, under coach Zoran Terzic, who's been around a long time. This Serbia squad. 2 referees then for this game. As I've already mentioned, Sonja Simonovska of Montenegro will be the first official, and ably assisted by Carlos Alberto Robles of Spain.
The second referee is Carlos Alberto Robles Garcia from Spain.
So there's your lineup for Serbia. Popovic and Kurtajic through the middle. Boskovic opposite Ognjenovic, with Kajic and Uzelac in the wing spiking positions. Not too many surprises there. That is a very, very strong team. You probably don't need me to tell you that. And as long as Kajic and Uzelac can get their ball control right, then it's going to be a very, very tough ask for Austria in this opening game. They have their own power, they have their own quality. Nasimovic is going to have to go well, as is Ida Korman, Mejic, and then we've got Anna Maria Galic in that opposite position, with Dana Schmidt starting in the playmaker zone. And then Interrega starts out on the left side with Sherbol, and ball control is absolutely paramount. If they can get this big Serbian serve comfortably in on a regular basis to Dana Schmidt in that setting position, then there is a chance to release the power of the likes of Sherbol and Nasimovic. Keep an eye on Galic, see how well she can go in that opposite slot. Tallest player out on the court then at 2 metres, the number 16 for Austria, with Eva Stabantina playing at libero for coach Roland Schwab. So starting lineup for Serbia about to head out. There is Roland Schwab, looking after this Austrian team. And as I mentioned, first coach to be at a EuroVolleys this century from Austria. Well, it seemed like forever that these players have been doing their stuff on the world stage. Mina Popovic will go middle with Hena Kurtajic. And then we've got the brilliance of Maja Ognjenovic at playmaker, and that connection between she and Tijana Boskovic is the engine room. That is the delivery of the big points, and that is what opposition teams have to try and stop. But the quality through the other positions is there, and Ognjenovic has a good relationship with the two middles. If the ball is good enough, then Popovic and Kurtijic, I think, are going to get plenty of work in this game. Out on the wings is Zlak and Kajic, a little younger, at 22 and 24 years of age respectively, but both playing in the top division in Turkey, and that is a tough league. They mean business though. Maja Ognjenovic in her 10th EuroVolley Championship, 21 years of European volleyball with Serbia, most of them under this man, Coach Zoran Terzic, and she is laying the law down ahead of this opening game. We are good to go in Brno, and we're good to go with game number 1 as Serbia prepare to open their EuroVolley account against Austria. Referees ready, players ready. We're certainly ready, and we're good to go. Referee just double checking whether we're getting the countdown, but no. We're underway here in Brno in Czechia. Serbia in the blue, 3-time European champions, 2-time world champions and Olympic silver medalists get their campaign underway as they look for a 4th title against a team who haven't played in this tournament for 55 years. The last time Austria in the red appeared, it was 1971. But they are back, and they are determined to prove that this group of players have got what it takes. Well, she's already proved it. She's got the T-shirt, she's got the medals. Maja Ognjenovic, the setter and captain at 42 years of age, driving this Serbian team on, and already the Serbia block influencing things, as does the lefty. Tijana Boskovic, top scorer and EuroVolley MVP 2017-2019. Look at the power she possesses, puts that away with ease. And signed for next season by Vakifbank by the looks of it in Turkey, leaving her beloved Azazbashi. 2-0 Serbia, Ognjenovic to serve again. Good ball. Oh, that is a pickup. Square off the foot of Gurkanin, the libero. And again, the block gets a piece of it. And it's finally down. First point on the board then for Cora Marina Schabel. Schabel is Austria's top scorer. Had to do it via a tortuous route. More feet involved. And Kajic. Austria in the red then. First point on the board. Just a little low on that set from Ognjenovic. Great coverage though from Serbia. Quite a number of areas of their game improving greatly in the last few years, and that block coverage, the backcourt work in defence has all become quite a factor now in the way they play. And we are going to go to our first challenge.
Yeah, show. Bravo.
The challenges per set. Austria think this might be their point. If you win the challenge, you keep it. Did it touch the block? Popovic hitting low into the tape. Referees play on because it does tend to hit the arms, and I think it has clipped the block of captain Nasimovic. So unsuccessful challenge. First challenge then cancelled out by coach Roland Schwab. He has one left. Worth a look, but quite early to lose a challenge. Number 15, Alexandra Isalak of Azazbashi then with the serve. Plays her volleyball in Turkey. Oh, just huge. Popovic lines it up. Oh, she's had her hands all over this new CEV EuroVolley ball, the red and white ball looking very different. It's a great change. It's been a long time since we've seen a white ball in international volleyball. With a flash of red, of course, and a flash of blue out of the back line. Kajic absolutely clubs it. Usilak, my apologies. Very nicely done by the 22-year-old, 1.88 m tall. Usilak with the serve, struggle for Austria on the pass. Again, the block is there. And again, it's Popovic that applies the finishing touch. Kajic now, incidentally, the front court wing spiker for Serbia with Usilak in the back line. Are we going to go timeout? We are indeed. So Austria have burned a challenge to try and slow things down. Now they're going to burn one of their 2 timeouts in this opening set. Coached through the age groups, Olin Schwab, so he knows quite a lot of these players and has known them since they became international players at a teenage level. The likes of the player in your picture, number 16, Anna Maria Galic. Plays volleyball in the second division out in Italy for Accademia Messina. 2 meters tall, the tallest player out on the floor in today's game. Overpass. Ognjenovic has her choice of players and decides to go to Usilak out of the back line. Good defence from Galic, but wafted out of play from Chabel. There is starting to come. Usilak on an extended run here from the service line. 7-1 then in this race to 25. Galic just a little late to that set. Blockers again get organised. Good defence from Gokanin. Oh, power. Kajic just rips her way past the block. Another player who plays professionally in Turkey for Belediyespor. Austria looking a little troubled here. They've lost a bit of shape and struggling to find a side out. Again, Gokanin in the right place, but Ognjenovic leaves it to Usilak. And neither player gets to the ball. Nice start, though, from Serbia. Chabel gets them off that problem rotation. Dana Schmidt then to serve. Austrian setter, overpass isn't put away. First time of asking, so Austria go again. Easily covered by Ognjenovic. And easily cut away onto the tee. Beautiful shot that from Kajic. Just hit on the inside of the ball to send it steeper into the angle. That's clever volleyball. Popovic into play. Chabel working hard for Austria, but they're defending her. They've done their homework on Austria's top scorer. At the moment, making it look pretty straightforward. Another transition ball for the lefty Boskovic. Another comfortable kill. Usilak with a nice stab dig. Popovic, though, how about that for a bump set from the middle? Popovic again. Serbia into double figures already. There we go. That's more like it. Better timing from Schmidt to Gajic. Gajic this time running the right tempo. If you can can get it wide and you can get it there quickly to the taller right side players. The blockers really do have their hands full. Shabel at last gets to the back line. Incredible stuff. Blockers desperate to get to Boskovic, but she's contacting that ball a long way above the net, the 1.94 m tall right-sider. She's 29 years of age still, Boskovic. Seems like she's got so many seasons ahead of her. She's got so many successful behind her. And an error from her, which Austria receive very gratefully. So taking a while for Korman Mejic to get to the court, but the middle player is on. Simovic with the serve, the captain, but ball given straight back to Boskovic so that she can make amends for the earlier error. 4 points on the board then for Boskovic. Nina Kajic at the line. And this is where Austria are going to have a real problem. If they can't get the ball on the net for Schmidt to be able to at least create some deception, the pressure is big on the likes of Hinteregger and Kajic. And this time, it's Hinteregger that gets the ball left side, and she does a great job sending that off the block. Well, substitution pretty early. In comes Victoria de Silda-Seta, 26-year-old, who plays her volleyball here in Czechia for Przezhov. And how about that for a substitution? A bit of knee surgery, hence the big knee brace. But doesn't slow her up at the service line. That's a beauty. Off the arms of Kajic. What a way to reward your coach for subbing you into the game. Ace for Dessel. Again, chopped inside the block. The hitting technique from the Serbian players is real quality. This is Usilak, this time hitting on the inside of the ball to create that cut. That bit of spin on the angle. Out of system once more. Free ball coming, should be Serbia's point. Didn't create the best of attacks. Austria defend well, but the block is huge. It's Popovic again. Well, Kurtajic had a relatively quiet journey across the front line. Popovic, though, on her second time in the front court, he's causing real problems. Plays out in the Pro League in USA. VB Atlanta. Oh, and a trickle ace. Slightly fortunate, but Kurtajic will take her first point of the match via a trickle ace. 15-6 Serbia. Closer look at the new ball for this tournament. Double sub for Austria, bringing Schmidt and Galic back to the bench by the looks of it temporarily. And well, tech is great. The tech in the modern game is fantastic. It has given us so many advances over the last few years, but as with everything, if there is a glitch, it can hold things up, and the crowd already getting on the back of the officials. Well, any of you that are old enough to remember the old paper system, they still keep that running, but if you find that you've got one of the points wrong or one of the rotations wrong, and then you have to go all the way back through it, well, it's pretty complex on the new system as well. You can feel for the table right now. Third official getting involved to double check where we are. Didn't see anything glaringly obvious, I have to say, with regard to the rotation on the next server. Dana Vavrik, I think, the player that has come to the floor. Serbian players finding their way of keeping warm. As are the Austrian team. That's the way to do it. It's still summertime, but there's an element of skiing going on there. Austria, of course, as with Serbia, one of the strong winter sports nations. Pretty much bet your bottom dollar that all of these players will get the skis on at some point if contracts allow. Right, we're underway again. Tight ball, but well dealt with by Desa. She's had a good start as Victoria Desa from the bench. Nice save on the net there to send out a very good tempo ball, which Hinteregger makes the most of for her second point of the game. Nothing Kajic could do about that. It's Lina Hinteregger, who plays volleyball in Austria. TSV Sparkasse Hartberg goes back to the line. Nice set. Nice set. What a beautiful tempo on that ball. Ognjenovic didn't really disguise it too much. He just made sure that it got to the right place pretty quickly. And Boskovic, of course, does the rest. 5 points on the board then for Tijana Boskovic. Top scorer in the match at the moment. Ognjenovic, dipper, tries to bring Chabel close to the net. In fact, it's Julia Trunner that is... I thought it was Trunner that had come in. My apologies, I don't think it is. It is Vavrik, I was right. Got there in the end. But doesn't manage to make the point. And just gives Serbia another go, which Islak is very grateful to take full advantage of. 17-7. Serbia dominant. And even more so as Ognjenovic delivers the ace. Ognjenovic's first point of the game. Second ace for Serbia. Second timeout follows shortly afterwards. And really, all coach Roland Schwab can do here for Austria is to try and stabilise the situation and look towards set number 2. Very tough opening game for Austria. I'm sure they'll have talked about the fact that mentally they've got to understand what could happen in this match, and they very much mustn't let the result here today affect what they're trying to do for the rest of this qualification process. Obviously they want to play well. Obviously they want to use today as a bit of a warm-up for the rest of the Pool B matches. But at the moment, this is humbling. Serbia going full rock and roll on Austria right now. 18-7. Ognjenovic serves again. Pass is good from the middle player, but not enough on the ball from Koremejic. Gets another go. This time gets a piece of it. So Koremejic scores. And for once, Gökhanен is beaten. He's defended really well, the libero, and the deflection just took it past her. Dijssel is having fun out there. That was a long celebration. Right, another sub comes in. So Jana Gertner of Steel Volley's Linz on to serve, 21 years of age, middle blocker. So many middles now come in as serving substitutes and defend. The position has changed a lot. Not just about height at the net now, there's a lot to do with mobility and overall ball control. Oh, and at last, they've got hold of Boskovic. And it's the captain, Nina Nasimovic, that puts her down. Something finally for Roland Schwab and the team to celebrate. What a great ball. Just a little overextended for Popovic, but Austria can't make the most of it. Serbia being patient here. It's coming back. Now's the chance. Better pass. And a little bit behind her. Not really Usulak's fault there. Janovic set this on a diagonal just behind her and looked like she might have changed her mind right at the last second when she saw Nasimovic covering Popovic, but the resulting set wasn't quite on the money. Well, it's still an 8-point deficit, but something at last for the Austrian fans to enjoy. Double figures. That's better. Austria getting some idea, though, of the Serbian attack. Janovic too low. Well, Usulak is not able to put the ball away at the moment. Just can't get a set to work with. And Austria putting in a shift on defence. Scherbel manufacturing a shot off the block. Clever hit that off of Boskovic. Setter, Schmidt, starting setter on the bench at the moment. Dijssel has come on and made a real difference. Still out there. And still serving, Gertner. Oh, second block on Boskovic. And for the second time, it's Nasimovic. Serbian timeout potentially on the way. That would be a massive feather in Austria's cap, and look at that from Coach Schwab. Well, 6 points still the lead. No panic stations yet for Serbia. Terzic will want them to side out here. Adjustments made by Boskovic. And after getting blocked twice, finds her 6th point. Back to the service line for the second time in the match. And Serbia have lost some rhythm here. That 10-point lead hasn't done them too many favours. So substitution is reversed. Dijssel and Vavrek doing a very good job there. Vavrek's still a youngster, 17 years of age, 192 tall. And the overpass on the serve from Schmidt. Both setters serving well. Not finished, though, by Scherbel. Some hit, some defence. It's a good effort from Austria to stay in the rally. Stubborn Tyner with a very good dig at Libero. Once again, Boskovic given the job of applying the hammer. And that hammer so often results in the finishing touch. Popovic. Schmidt, good work. Really did work hard for that set to Galic. And if you can get the ball to move faster than the blockers, you're in business. Kurtajic couldn't get there. Second point for 2-metre tall Galic. Just got under that one. Shabo. Boskovic then puts it into play. Oh, good reach from Kurtajic. She has so many dimensions to her game, Kurtajic. She's an all-out power athlete through the middle. But she also has these magic touches that she's managed to develop in her game in a short space of time in Italy. Just 21 years of age, but she is impressive. Hinteregger then leaves the court. Here comes Julia Truna, and immediately Truna is targeted, as is Galic, and Kurtajic makes it 2 blocks on the bounce. I think she got some help from Kajic there. That's impressive stuff from Kurtajic, who's had a relatively quiet game by her standards up until now. Ace block for her. Good hands again from Serbia on the ball all the time. Boskovic forced a tip, and she's hit everything hard so far. That's why the defence was so deep. Nothing stubborn Taina could do about getting to this one. And it brings up plenty of set points with the 8th score for Boskovic in this opening set. 10 set points to be precise, but a 3rd Serbian service error. Denies them the clinical finish anyway. I think Austria have got the right attitude. Smiling their way through the first set. There's some positives to take away as yet more players come into the action. Carmen Raab, 20-year-old wing spiker, comes on as a server. And how about that again? 2 serving substitutes out of 3 have come on and served aces for Austria. So Roland Schwab knows his players. Zoran Terzic knows his team inside out. He is not a happy boy. So hit the line, might get a challenge here from Terzic. At the moment it's given out by the referee. Another point to Austria. No challenge, as Kajic makes the error. Tiny bit of positive momentum for Austria at the back end of this first set, but that is quashed by the error. First set in the bag then for Serbia. And despite the fact there were a few sketchy moments, overall that was impressive. Well, we've got to see it because it's the termination of the set. But an error finishes the set where an ace kept them in it for a while. 25-17. 28-minute set. Very, very straightforward for Serbia in the opener. They've got a day off tomorrow, Serbia. They don't play again until the evening match against Czechia on the 23rd. So a nice start here, bit of a rest. That's probably why they can afford to play Jenovic and Boskovic for the whole match. If they want to, they've got downtime before the next game. And that recovery time at tournaments, very, very important. Serbia's block functioning at the highest level. The silent stat is the block touch, and they got a lot of those in set one. Serbia, impressive. Let's enjoy some highlights. Austria always knew this was going to be a tough start to their CEV Trendyol EuroVolley Championships. First appearance in the Europeans since 1971, a 55-year absence. And when you get to come back, you get to meet the three-time champions and two-time world champions in game one. But hey, that's why you play, to get into the big tournaments. So Serbia, under captain Maja Ognjenovic, impressive. The blocking was solid. Austria have to work away. Schmidt and Deisel, the two setters, have to work a way of getting those middles to commit. They need more commitment from Popovic and Kurtajic just to create some space out wide for the wingers. So Nesimovic and Korman Mejic, the two middles, are going to have to get some workload here. And even if the ball isn't on the net, even if it isn't in that zone where the middles can be run freely, Schmidt and Deisel, when they're on court, the two playmakers maybe just have to take a risk in that area. Serving was pretty good though from Austria. Away we go with set number two then. Austria in the red, chasing the game already. Hinteregger starts with a good serve against the Serbians, who beat them 25-17 in set one. But that's what Serbia have. They have this get out of jail free card. Every time that ball is out of system, they've got power in abundance. And if it's not Boskovic, it's the likes of Uselak and Kajic putting away that out of system ball. 4 points for Uselak. Now, this was a problem rotation with Ognjenovic serving in set one. Boskovic, Popovic, Uselak, the blockers in front court, and they are so mobile. Great read again from Popovic. Blocking for fun at the moment. Ognjenovic not running a lot through the middle in terms of attack, but the two middles are scoring heavily with block and serve. Galic off the top of the fingertips. And drilled home comfortably. New wing spiker on court, by the way. 22-year-old Branka Tika is on the floor for Serbia. She replaces Kajic. And that's a good ball in from her. Well, good commitment from Stabantina, the libero. And once again, Serbia starts strong, and it's hard. It's really hard against big blockers. They get so many touches on the ball to slow it down for their defenders. That's when they're not roofing it for points. Serbia playing this game very well indeed. That's too tight. Another chance for Boskovic. And another score for her, so she's into double figures. Jana Boskovic and Moroni just into the second set. 5 on the board already for Serbia. early timeout for Coach Schwab of Austria. No timeouts or challenges yet from Serbia. Chabel just asking setter Dana Schmidt about the kind of set, the kind of tempo she wants out wide. It's good to hear from your hitters, particularly if it is information you can work with, constructive information. You don't want to hit too much though if the ball isn't being passed well, particularly from the wing spikers who have a role in that. Still dragged away from the net. Galic is given another shot. She's blocked easily by Popovic. Popovic is so organised. It's not textbook blocking from Popovic. She kind of jumps in from a couple of centimetres off the net and pushes through, but just gets such good timing. It's taking Austria a lot of effort to beat the block. Chabel finally gets through. 4th point from her to finish the big rally, along with the musical accompaniment and that lovely final line. You guys just made my day. Brilliant. Well, they haven't made many errors, Austria, but the captain, Nasimovic, brings one. So Serbia getting off to the same impressive start as they did in the opener. Well, Schmidt's done well to get to that, but couldn't stop her momentum. She's okay. So a touched ace. Ball doesn't come back. Salak will go again, and she did cause problems with her serve in the opening set. Doesn't quite manage to get under the ball there though. Tallest player, Galic, with her 3rd point of the game. Hitting with full top spin there. So she's not taking it down into the block, she's trying to work it off and around the hands. Can she find a serve? Yes, she can. Good pass. And a rare middle attack. Marina Popovic scores her 5th point via offense. She's been a blocking machine up until now. Let's see if she can be a serving machine. That's good from the youngster. Tika, one of the developing players in this team, plays in Russia for EuroVolley. Just waited her time. Sub in for Kajic, gets her 1st point. That'll do nicely. Old school slider, and that's one of the ways you can keep the middles involved when the ball isn't on the money. Good finish by Common Mech. Making it look too easy. They've got 2 left-handers in that rotation. Boskovic out on the right. Tika out on that wing spiking left. Boskovic though does go to the line now. Got the ball toss wrong, but got the serve away. And then defended well. Tika again. And the net touch gives Serbia the point. Tricky, stubborn Taina leaping across Chabel to try and play it. Chabel Probably had a pretty straightforward dig there. 11-3, Serbia are once again walking the set. And the ace from Boskovic, clipping the net, making the pass even more difficult. She was about 15 years of age, Jana Boskovic, when she first made her way into the Serbian squad. She was a prodigious talent. It's turned into a truly spectacular international player. Second time out for Austria.
Linkshänderin, lange Diagonale und er will im Diagonal blockieren und 5-6 lang verteidigen. Und sie scored aus einem Highball gegen uns, ohne Probleme. Das ist die Situation, wo wir sorgen müssen, dass wir da weiter sind auf dem Niveau. Das will ich sehen. Und kriegt sie Druck. Schauen wir, hey, da geht nicht. Schon das Tor.
So some serious faces, understandably, on the Austrian bench. Roland Schwab there just talking about where the Serbian block is set up and the fact that if they are going to try and cover the diagonal, position 5-6, so deep between defensive positions 5 and 6 in the backcourt, he believes is a hitting option. And if you can access that, you can get over the top of the block to get there, which takes the block out of the equation a little bit. And Terzic making a few moves here just to rest up a few players, I think. Boskovic out. Here comes number 13, the backup opposite, Anja Zubic. So serving sub on, but may end up staying on court. Out of bounds from the back line. Apologies all around from Galic. And the frustrations for Austria continue. Save. Austria can't get a full attack on it though. Tika can. She looks very good. Tika. Oh, goodness me. But looking even better and a year younger at 21, Hena Kurtajic has absolutely got hold of this. What a hit. That's the moment when all your previous knee pads flash before your eyes as Kurtajic lines you up. Brave stuff from Stubborn Tainer. Just Serbia are too good. There's no other way to describe it. They're just too good. They're playing this to perfection. They're trusting their instincts. They're setting the block up to cover as much space at the net as they can, and the defenders are tidying anything up that gets past. And Dana Schmidt and Anna-Maria Galic are taken off court. Back in comes Dijssel, who played really well when she came in the first set. And, just trying to look for the number there. It didn't look like it was Dina Vavrik that's come on right side. It might be Truna. I said that first set, got it wrong, but Schwab will be keen to keep some slightly more experience out there. Kurtajic realising that Nasimovic, or Korman, yeah, it's Nasimovic, had her covered through the middle. So just took a little bit off the ball, kept it high. Clever hitting, 5 points for her. Tika into play, she's been impressive. And Zubic with her first defensive job, doesn't get it right. Another score for Hinteregger. Still like the Austrians' attention to detail. It's a good set from Dijssel out of system. Double sub was short-lived though. Schmidt back in, Galic back in. Slide attack from Kurtajic. She's been exclusively used in offence over the last few points. This time runs around the back of the setter, Ognjenovic, old school. Finishes perfectly. Austria celebrating every single point that they managed to get, even if that is via a Serbian error. Now, it was around about this time in set one that Austria had a little bounce back. Not going to happen there. Serve errors even now, 4 apiece. Well, Schmidt is trying to force the middle a little bit. Paying the price again, Austria, for not putting the ball away first time. That's the problem. Even with substitutes on the floor, Serbia have this abundance of power. It's the player that's come in for Boskovic, Zubic, that does the job this time, her first point of the game. More substitutions coming in. Sladjana Mirkovic then is the new setter on court. Gjenovic returns to the bench. Plays in Serbia for Korabelka, says Mirkovic, but 30 years of age, very experienced and a really good setter. Got some height as well at 185. Not able to get a hand on that one though from the captain, so Nasimovic scores in offence. Terzic not happy. (19-7). Can Austria make double figures in set number 2? Jana Gertner in to serve again. Just catching the passing unit out of position. But talking about a position, exactly the same for Hinteregger. Got in a right muddle here, Austria. Ended up with a completely free line, which was easily accessed by Slak, who now serves. And serves her second ace of the game. Painful stuff this for Austria. Serbia took their foot off the gas a couple of times in set one. That allowed the scoreboard to be a little more flattering. They are applying a far less charitable approach in set number 2. Junk for Schmidt to deal with off the pass. And Austria once again celebrate a point that comes via an error. That's really the only way they're scoring at the moment. So new setter on court. Not to be a lot wrong with that at all, but there seemed to be a lot of information given afterwards. Vitika did get the touch. But yeah, she did. Well, Austria celebrated initially and then blocker fessed up on the threat of a potential challenge. Let's hope one of the journalists got that photo. One of the characters in this Serbian team is Alexander Usilak. Well, he's going to throw a challenge in. His coach Schwab, just to slow the game down. The blocker has already, essentially Galic has already told her team she touched it. But I guess it's available. So second challenge from Coach Schwab and second challenge lost. It is Tika's point off the block. Skuzalak to serve again, and Austria's chances of getting to double figures now looking pretty slim. Love that power. I really love that power, not just from the hitter, Zubic, to get it off the block and all the way across court, but the set was really good. A lot of driving that from Mirkovic to get it wide on the back set. 23-7. Some of the more experienced Austrian players are looking distinctly unimpressed. Nobody likes to get roughed up on the big stage, and if we're talking old school scoring rules, we'd have been in the region of a 15-0 here. But he does have two challenges available in set two. Roland Schwab only used one in the first set. He's only used one so far in the second. But I'm not sure this is directly from the referee. Directly from the coach. It might be the referee. For the Austrian fans, more a celebration that they're back in this tournament after a long absence. The other celebrations may come a little later in the tournament. The point remains with Serbia, and the ball remains with Uzelac at the service line. Overpass, collected easily. Too good. We've said it time and time again about this Serbian team. Popovic now into the offence. Austria nowhere near it. 24-7. This for a 2-0 lead then, and an impressive one at that. Beats the blockers, doesn't beat Gurkanin. Serbia just tracking this ball so easily. And at last, Galic gets what she's after. And Austria take a step closer to double figures. They've still got two very difficult points to win on their own serve, though, if they're going to get there. It's a 3-minute break between sets 1 and 2, but it's a 6-minute break between sets 2 and 3. So a little time to ponder. Oh yes, well played Austria. And well played Carmen Raab. The 20-year-old from Steel Volleys Linz, standing her ground in defence and playing it over on one. How's that for a winner? One more point required to get to 10. As Raab scores from the floor, but again a serve error finishes the set. Disappointment for Galic in Austria. Jubilation for a Serbian team that are absolutely running the show in game one. 25-9. They take a 2-0 lead. The reality of volleyball at this level. If you come up against one of the top seeds and they find top gear against you, you're going to be in trouble. And unlike Zoran Terzic's approach there, Boskovic and Ognjenovic got the team off to a good start, and then he's brought some hungry players in. Hungry players who don't always get court time. And they've come on and made a real difference. It's not huge on special teams from Serbia. It's that ability to slow the ball down on the block that has given them so many chances. Austria's still pushing really hard on the block and the serve, but not getting much for it. Now, attack zones will tend to tell you how good the pass is, but that doesn't always apply to Serbia, because Ognjenovic and the replacement setter Mirkovic do favour the outside so much. But the middles did get in a little bit on the attacks, 11% there, but right side for Serbia has always been strong. You can expect 50% plus in pretty much every game. Going first of all go, it's all been Serbia. Three-time European champions, 25-17, 25-9. Can Austria do anything in set number 3? Change of ends, and in the red, Austria will be hoping for a change of fortune at the moment. They are getting duffed up by the mighty Serbia in blue. Serbia lead 2-0. The second set where Austria didn't manage to score 10 points. That'll sting. Substitutes still out on the floor. So Zubic and Tika came in. We've got another replacement. Uzelac has hit the bench and Ivanovic has come in. Vakif Bank outside hitter. Ivanovic scores straight away. So 3 new players on court from the original starting lineup. In fact, it might be 4, it is 4, because Seta, Slavljana Mirkovic is out there as well. Ivanovic just continues more of the same with an ace, so she's scored twice already. Boskovic, Uselac, Kajic, Ogjenovic, all going to the bench for Serbia. This is Austria's chance to try and create something of a competition in this third set. Galic, the opposite, with the serve. Just long. Good leave by another new player on court. So Alexandra Jejic is now out there ahead of Gokanin at libero for Serbia. It's virtually a new team on the floor. Kurcagic remains. Popovic is also out. In comes Zmejic, who plays her volleyball in Brazil with Cesc Flamengo, having transferred from Victoria Meiji in Japan. Terzic then ringing the changes. Can Austria make anything of that? Good pick-up. Good vision from Zubic. That's really good work from Mirkovic to keep it off the floor. And then Zubic just had a good look through the net before she tipped this ball. Terzic with a edge of the envelope set. That's some pickup. That's the challenge music in the background. I think maybe Coach Swab just having a look to see if this touched the floor. So his first challenge used pretty early as once again Austria go behind. Looked clean, it looked clean in real time, and it's a fantastic pickup on the slow-mo. Proper pancake that from Mirkovic. Three challenges issued, 3 challenges lost by Roland Schwab. That rather reflects the day his team is having. Out of bounds. Chabel hasn't had the game that her team needed her to have today. 4 points, 2 errors. Slim return for their top scorer. And the challenge is followed timeout. Coach Swab has used all of his timeouts in the previous 2 sets, and he's using another one early here.
Let's go!
Austria have really tried to keep their shape. They got a bit ragged in set one. Didn't look too bad in set two, bizarrely, but that just seemed to get the best out of Serbia. And they're still creating attacking opportunities in set number three. Well finished by Galic. Out of the back line to draw it off of Mirkovic's defence. She's unhappy with that because she knows her coach, Zoran Terzic, will be even more unhappy stood next to her. Oh, is it an ace? No, it's just long. Having already issued a challenge, I don't think Coach Schwab's going to go there again. It is just long. She's giving it a go. Schwab from the service line, but unfortunately nothing doing at the moment. 7-3 Serbia. Another good short one. Schmidt reacts nicely, but referees spot the net touch, both of them from Schmidt. She knew it as well. Zubic filling the big shoes of Tijana Boskovic in the opposite slot with another very good short serve. Oh, too good. So smooth. It doesn't matter which group of players are on the floor at the moment for Serbia. They're all doing the job. The substitute through the middle. Osmajic running the slide behind Mirkovic for her first point. This time, this time the serve goes wrong. Now, general rule of thumb, if you're on a beach volleyball court, you've got to buy everybody a drink if you miss the bottom of the net on your serve. If Subic knows that rule, what if it applies indoors? It's a lot of drinks to buy. Yeah, good adjustment from Tika. Well played Austria to keep that ball off the floor. Third swing for Tika, gets it right this time. 5 points for her. Substitute in for Kajic. Ivanovic, remember, has come in for Uselak, so the two wingers are off. Starting setter of Jenovic is off, Mirkovic in for her. Zubic has come in for Boskovic on the right side. It's only Hena Katerjic that he's still out on the floor from the starting lineup. Just brilliant. Tika has got some serious power. 181, so she's not out and out tall, but she jumps and she hits some really nice angles. Just looks comfortable, rhythm is good. That's nicely done. Not an easy ball to change direction on the set for Schmidt, but she got good contact on this and then got pretty good tempo to Galic on the reverse. 5 points then for Galic, top scorer for Austria. Good coverage from Stabentainer and a really nice reaction from the captain. Simovic manages to get off the floor and hit hard pretty quickly. Points to her as she beats the new libero, Alexandra Djedzic. Oh, and a block from Austria. It takes them closer to double figures and reduces the lead to 4. Fooled by Zoran Terzic's facial expression on that last shot. He's even more miserable than he looks. At the moment, he's not happy with his team right now. taking a rather relaxed stance on the advertising hoardings. It's the experienced Zoran Terzic. Tip gets Ivanovic her third point of the game and gets Serbia off that rotation for 12-7. Majic with the serve into the net, so some rhythm lost here, definitely some momentum lost for Serbia with the new subs on, but you would expect that. Austria have to see this as an opportunity. No double sub just yet for Dijsselin Vavrek or Dijsselin Truner. Well, it's all good. The block's starting to get some joy here. Maybe just a little easier to read the attacks. Slightly out of system. Good work from Chobel. She joins Galic on 5, and the subs enjoy the point. Still too easy for the likes of Kurtogic, though. Setter Merkovic at the line for Serbia. 13-9. It's a strong lead again. But Austria are playing a lot better against what is a 95% change team for Serbia right now. Galic scores again. Chest on to the net, didn't have a lot of wiggle room there. And Zubic makes the error. Austria desperate to force Serbia to a timeout. They are into double figures now, something they couldn't achieve in the last set. And it's getting better. They're just a point down now. Another fabulous block from Chobel. Monster block indeed. And Zoran Terzic will be considering his options right now as Austria start to play. They didn't need that, but they're still trying to be aggressive from the service line. Coverage is good from Djerdjic. Excellent swing from Tika, but the pickup is nice from Chobel. She can't beat Merkovic down the line. Tika, on the other hand, can beat Schmidt. And another one of those deflections where maybe the player swinging from 6 could have got there. Let's have a look. Could Hinteregger have played that? Yeah, she probably could. But Schmidt had to touch it. She had to go for that. Tika continues to impress. 7 points for her. Ivanovic at the line with 3 points. And for the moment, Zoran Terzic can at least relax. Doesn't need to call a timeout or substitution. But Austria have to understand here that if they can keep this going, if they can continue to put the pressure on Serbia, the last thing Zoran Terzic wants to do is bring veteran setter Ognjenovic back into the action. He doesn't want to bring superstar Tijana Boskovic on. Both of them now quite rested and cooled down. And those service errors from Austria are causing them problems and certainly not hurting Serbia. Chobel gets the ball to the net for Schmidt. Merkovic saves. The block is good again. Austria's blocking against the substitutes for Serbia is improving greatly. We got all of this. It was all Komameic, who recovered well from the initial block jump. Third point of the game. Shovel to serve. Just can't seem to get that jump serve right. She's got the power, just not quite the control at the moment. Much better attempt to make a game of it though in this third set. Oh, superb. And Komameic has really come to life in set number 3. 2 points in quick succession. Block followed by this, the slider. Great swing down the line. So Komameic, well played, you're off. In comes Gertner for service duties and defence duties, and immediately gets in on the action. And that'll do nicely. Hinteregger turning it off the block. Austria scoring far more freely here. Gertner again. Pass is solid enough from Tika, who remains one of the substitutes that looks very comfortable out there. Good tempo on the ball and good distance on the set to take the Austrian block out of the equation. Tika scores her 8th point. She serves. Shape pass from Hinteregger. No touch on the block, ball out of play, and the error gives Serbia some breathing space. It's called a compound error. You've just passed the ball away from your setter, and then the resultant out of system set you put out of play. Better, Galic getting into a stride here. Can Austria create an opportunity in set 3? Zubic and the like are determined that won't happen. Not scoring as heavily by any means, Zubic, as Boskovic, who is on the bench and has been on the bench for a while, but still remains the game's top scorer with 11. That'll do nicely. There's that position that we heard the coach talking to his hitters about, between 5 and 6. Hinteregger finds it. Djurdjic, libero in the white shirt for Serbia, waits to pass. Punched out of bounds by Merkovic. We've got a 1-point game again. Austria, in the business end of set 3, have a shot. Rub. Looks like she'll be coming in at some point. Better pass on the Hinteregger serve. Defence is good from Schmidt. It's coming back with interest. Serbia get it off the floor. And Ivanovic with a very accurate hit, specifically targeting the front court 4 player. 4th point for Ivanovic. I think Schmidt just caught herself a bit here. Yeah, just jarred her shoulder as she went into the floor. Okay. It's not the pass they needed. That is the hit they needed, though, and they're still targeting that area deep to the back court between those two defensive positions on the angle, and it's working. Nice score from Schabel. So she's in the front court. That is useful for Austria. Gärtner's done a good job across the back line. And now it's Carmen Raab's turn. Already got one brilliant defensive dig to score a point from the floor. She comes in for the middle. And that's a nice tip from Serbia. Austria will be frustrated with that. Block was good. No defender able to make the play, though. Zubic scores again. Serbia take another step closer to the win. It overpass. That's a backcourt setter. Not been called by the ref yet. Now it has. 17, Schmidt, backcourt, can't form a block. And she definitely did. Even though it didn't look like much of a block, she did jump and put her hand above the net, and it was hit. Good spot from the referee, eventually. .23-20, Austria letting Serbia off the hook here. And again, it'll come back over, but Serbia should get themselves to match point here. Beautiful, lovely tempo. Kurtajic takes the blocker away, and Tika makes the most of the space. Ninth point for Tika. A relatively short time on court. Last timeout called by Roland Schwab. And it is a last roll of the dice for Austria. Full marks to the Austrian team and fans who've made the journey here to Brno. They've created a nice atmosphere for Austria's return to the championships. And despite the result, this third set has certainly given them some encouragement for their next match. Austria play tomorrow against the hosts in the evening game. I think this game will do them a few favours coming into that match. It'll get them ready to go. But it's Serbia to win 3-0. Not yet. Galic delays that with her 9th point of the match. Three match points remain. Double substitution thrown in by coach Schwab, and ace server from the bench. Setter Victoria Deisel comes in to see if she can work her magic. It's a good serve, it's a good pass, and it's a superb attack. Kurtajic off pace to the middle, gives Serbia victory by 3-0 over Austria. Well, they've won this EuroVolley tournament 3 times. They've won many, many games here over repeated appearances. But it's still good to see the players happy to get things underway and to open their account with a very solid 3-0 victory. Well played, Austria. Didn't go away in the match. They got roughed up in those first 2 sets, but they didn't back away from the challenge, and against pretty much replacement team from the bench, they put on a much better show in set number 3. Here's the final play. Merkovic to Kurtajic, and she just paintbrushes that down to the floor for the winner. All good then for Serbia, the team that were runners-up last time out to Turkey. And runners-up the time before that to Italy in 2021. 2019, the last time they won this tournament when Boskovic was MVP. And they're looking impressive here. 25-17, 25-9, and then with all but one player changed in set number 3, the bench taking it home 25-21, but Austria battling hard in that third set. As you tail off the tape, the attacks rained down by Serbia, very successful in that department. A few serve errors, but you would expect that when you're serving with risk. The 5 aces, the 6 blocks, more than making up in that area. I think we're going to be able to get a word with one of the Serbian players shortly. First of all, though, let's take a look at the setter contacts. And remember, if the setter is contacting the ball within those semicircles, and particularly that inner circle, you know they can run the offence they want to run. For Austria, there just wasn't enough in there for Schmidt and Geisel to really cause problems for the Serbian block. Looks like interviewer Martina is down there with Hena Katajic. Let's hear from Hena.
Hena, congratulations. What are your feelings after the first match, your first win?
Thank you. First of all, I'm so happy that we could start and play this Euro in this way. I'm happy my team and me, we managed the best way possible. And I'm happy because the crowds here were amazing and we really enjoyed, and we are looking forward for the next game.
What are the findouts after this match? Your team could test all the players almost here. So what are the main findouts? What are the main advantages of this match, thinking about the next encounters?
It's the birthday of my friend, so I'm happy that we stayed focused from the beginning until the end. We know we cannot, we have to give 100% every game, with every match, with every point. So we try to stay focused and to handle every point the best way possible, and I think we did it, and I'm so happy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good to hear from Hena Katajic on the victorious Serbian team. Good to hear from Martina, our interviewer down there on the floor. Great job. And great job from Serbia. They top the table then in Pool B, with Bulgaria still to play against Ukraine, and that'll be followed by the hosts Czechia, who take on Greece in our final game of day 1 from the CEV Trendyol EuroVolley 2026 for the women. So a nice opener for the day. Nice opener from Serbia's point of view. I think it's always useful if you can get some court time for all of your players in the early stages of
You want me, push me, me,